is. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another special live edition of the Fandom Effect podcast. As always, I'm your host, the Bushido Geek, your guide to all things fandom, geeky, and nerdy related. Devin is not here today. He has more, things to do. But no, he gets married in about 5 days. So upon threat of death, he is not able to do anything this week. But I'm joined by a previous past guest, Sam the Man Cosplay.
Last time I was on here, he also wasn't here until 5 minutes before we ended.
He's a bad person. He says it's because I have to get married, but I think he's just a bad person.
You know what? He's not, batting 100 for me. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. I mean, I brought him on as a co-host because I needed someone to, make fun of all the time. And, that's fine. And that part's really fun. But, at some points I wonder, why I'm keeping him around. What really is he doing for anything?
I think you need a new co-host.
Yeah. If I could just replace him. Yeah. I mean, it's he's, you're already doing better than he did. So, I mean...
I know, and you don't have to worry about me getting married anytime soon.
And I think even if you did, you might have a little bit of backbone to actually do a recording, Devin.
Yeah, no, I've got my priorities straight.
Yeah, whereas Devin just is just a bad person in general, and that's why no one likes him and why he's just our scapegoat for many things. But we're going to go over some Mortal Kombat because obviously Mortal Kombat came out last weekend. So that's going to be pretty much the sole topic for today's live discussion. And as well, this will be the episode for this Friday. So you guys usually know how this works. You can throw in comments and stuff like that. We'll get to it at end of segments. So just not to interrupt the flow of how things are going. But since this is this is kind of the next video game movie since, Ready Player One?
Yeah.
In terms of big national attention, people paying attention to it. So it's I always get very nervous when a video game movie comes out because of just the fact that it hasn't gone right in a long time. So overall, I enjoyed the movie enough, but I definitely can see where they might get worried about doing a second one. Especially because it's Warner Brothers and and we see what they've done in the past with their stuff.
Correct.
But, overall, what'd you think?
I enjoyed the movie. It was an overall good movie. There was nothing that really was what's this? What's happening? Who did that? What's going on? So, I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. I did watch it again. And I'll watch it a third time. But it didn't make me hate it.
Yeah, the way I viewed it was would I pay to see it again? Probably not. I don't know if I would pay to see it again, but will I definitely watch it again on HBO Max before they take it down? Yeah, because I felt like it was pretty good. I can definitely I've seen some articles of people talking about it went away from what made the movie in the games fun. I'm yeah, because every gaming movie that's tried to stick to what made the games fun has flopped horribly in the theaters because the general public's I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, you only get it if you've played all 32 games in the series kind of thing, where I think this movie did a better job at reaching towards the general public.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit too much. But still, overall, it was good. Obviously, spoilers if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat, and I'll put that in the descriptions. But
if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat,
yeah,
A, what are you doing? B, why are you here?
Yeah, why are you currently watching a discussion on Mortal Kombat when you haven't seen Mortal Kombat? But to each their own, I guess.
Maybe they want to be spoiled. They just want to know before they jump in.
There are some people who just want to know everything about the movie before it comes out, so they can kind of see if it's actually worth wasting time on. And it definitely is. I don't know enough about Mortal Kombat lore. I just kind of know the overview of it. So I don't know if that dragon tattoo thing. Never seen the movie. Then yeah, if you just like Mortal Kombat, then it'll still be a fun discussion for you. So I don't know if the dragon tattoo thing, like where like it transfers if you kill the person. I have no idea if that's true. Like if that's actually part of the lore of Mortal Kombat, like you have to kill the person and you
So
can get it. So I have no
I'm
idea on that.
like to think I'm quite knowledgeable on 9, 10, and 11. Before that, beats the hell out of me what happens in those games. But I can tell you in those games, that's not something that's in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Then
it's more of Raiden is like, you're the chosen one. Get over here.
okay. Okay, that makes more sense. So again, we're going to be jumping around just because this is how live discussions go. But the part of the movie where they're blocking the bad guy, and I'm blanking on the name.
Shang Tsung?
Yeah, Shang Tsung from like getting into the temple, and he
Mhm.
just like he throws in the lightning, and I was like, oh, cool, like a lightning shield. And then when Kano destroyed it by just like lasering that one dragon thing, I'm like, so it was legit an on-off switch. Like, is that like I thought this was like some mystical force field, and it's just an on-off switch that like it seems anyone could just like on off. Like I didn't understand. I was like, this makes no sense. I feel like they made Raiden look too weak, like because even in the movie they talk about like what are we gonna do if Raiden finds out like what we're doing, like. You know, he could stop us. Like, what are we going to do? And then they just show up. And
anyways.
Yeah. And then they're like, we don't care. Like, what are you going to do? Nothing. I'm like, wait, 10 minutes ago, you were freaking out about making sure he didn't find out. And now you're just like in his face being like, yeah, I'm breaking the rules.
You know what? Like, they woke up and chose violence.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Which, so very interesting. Like, we had talked about it before, but like that. This is like, so I mean, obviously the movies from 95 were centered around the tournament. And so they go with that premise, but there's no actual tournament fights. Like they fight one-on-one, like in the different parts or whatever. But like, well, actually, no, technically the new guy gets help in both of his fights. Actually, all three of his fights.
In the end scene where against Sub-Zero, Scorpion helps.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny. Scorpion's just like talking to this man in Japanese. And I'm sure Cole Young is sitting there going, I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know. No, because not only that, but like the difference between how long it's been, there's no way that dialect is still the same. Even if Cole Young speaks and understands modern Japanese, there's no way he understands 400-year-old Japanese.
That's like Latin to Spanish. You could probably like pick out words.
Yeah, like a few. Like he might hear like a few words, but he's gonna have no idea the general thing. But he's just like responding to him in English. Like, yeah, I got you, man. I'm like,
yeah.
That was definitely a plot hole. Like, not only does he respond to him in English, it's like, dude, this guy's like hundreds of years old and has been in hell. I doubt he speaks English.
What also got me is that I know it's Scorpion's iconic line of "Get over here." That was the only English he says. The rest,
everything is. Which it was like, why would you say that in English but nothing else? Like, right. I get when you're fighting Sub-Zero, but as soon as you kill him, like, why not switch to English? To like help out the dude and his family. But yeah, that part was weird. And then he gets help from his wife fighting Goro because she
just took the axe.
Yeah, hits him with the axe. Yeah, and then he gets help fighting the teeth chick because Sonya Blade, shoots her with the. Which I can't remember because it's been a while since I've seen the '95 movie. She doesn't have. Does she have powers in the '95 movie?
None of them do, except Liu Kang. He's the only one, and it's just at the end when Katana's like, use the power that gives life, whatever. I don't remember the line.
It's something weird.
He was the only one that had like fire powers or any other powers in the movie.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the '95 movie, but I was like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't do anything, and that is what I didn't really quite get. Again, I don't know the lore. I don't know if that's a normal concept in the lore of Mortal Kombat that everyone has powers inside them.
He can do that in the game.
Okay, well then, yeah, maybe that makes a little bit more sense then. But it was weird, like because I didn't even know until you told me that the new guy was like had never been like that was just a brand new thing that they made up, and he's the centerpiece of the movie.
Yeah, I even like Googled it because I'm like maybe I'm just like blanking. It's from one of the older games I don't know anything about. And I Googled it and they're like, yep. Nope.
Yep.
I'm
Brand
like,
new.
oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like the backstory just from having done fighting and stuff like before. So I was like, okay, I'm into this guy from like a personal standpoint. And then it was like really weird how they kept trying to say like, yeah, he's just a really bad fighter who just gets his face beat in all the time. But then he was like a former multi-champion like
He
a
took
couple
belt
years
from
ago.
some big guy.
Yeah, I was like, how does that, like, you don't, like, I know fighters get worse, but you wouldn't drop off that much like in a fight career.
I don't know. Can we talk about his outfit, his superhero outfit?
Yeah. Okay. So his power confuses me, right? Because I get the concept they were going for, right? They tease the whole movie. He's a guy who gets his face beat in, so his suit can absorb damage, and then he can shoot it. Like, pretty much, his suit is like Wakanda tech of Black Panther. It's the same thing. Like,
Me and Fan in the movie theater leaned over to each other at the exact same time, and we're like, "So Black Panther?"
Yeah, like it's legit, just Black Panther.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets tonfas, but one of them's bladed, but the other one's not.
I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, if it was attached to the suit, I'd get it, but you're holding it. Like,
yeah,
you're holding the tonfa. Like, why tonfas?
I don't know.
If you're a fighter, wouldn't it make more sense for, like, I don't know, boxing gloves or something? Like,
no, he had his hands wrapped. He didn't need boxing gloves.
Yeah. He had those amazing hand wraps.
I just also really didn't like how it looked.
No, it looked like the rest of their powers made sense. Like Kano, Red Eye makes sense. The dude's metal arms get bigger, which to me defied. Like, I get it's mystical and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but the monks just put in regular metal arms. How is that mystical?
I said that. I was like, what? How did stick arms get to buff arms? Like,
because
what was he going to do if he still had his regular arms? What powers would he have gotten if he still had his regular arms?
Yeah, because isn't normally like the stuff he gets, like, because when he gets the metal arms, doesn't he just get the giant metal arms and then?
Yeah, he gets them in the 9th game is when his arms get broken, and then he gets turned into a revenant, and then in the 11th game he gets like these brand new arms from Kronika, the evil lady in the game.
Yeah, like
it's just new arms.
Yeah, but it was just like regular people doing, like, fixing him, and he just like suddenly gets them. Yeah, like, I like their powers, and I get what they were going for, but like, again, you're basing it off of a video game, so suspend disbelief, and it's Mortal Kombat, but you need like something that makes sense, like, for these guys.
Yeah,
but his suit did look really bad. It looked like paper mache, like over like Etsy foam, like.
Yeah, I didn't really like. I get why it looked like that because it was like the wrapping of the dagger of Scorpion.
Yeah,
but I just didn't think it looked good in my humble opinion.
Because his weapon, because then he goes from like using the tonfas to like the old dagger, and the guy's like, "Oh, the dagger of." I'm like, I get Scorpion's backstory, like I understand it, but what does this normal dagger have to do with, like? I was like, this makes no sense.
Hi, Kelly.
Oh, look who it is. Meh.
I did make Kelly watch the old Mortal Kombat
the 95
movie.
one?
Yeah, we were literally sitting here just chatting. And then out of the blue, I went, "Hey, you want to watch the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie?" And she was like, yeah.
It's weird. I look at the 95 one as like...
I love you even more, Smelly.
Kelly's the best.
Yes, she is.
The 95 one's weird because it's like it's almost reached like kind of cult classic territory, but
not quite.
Yeah, but not quite yet. But it is weird. Like if you go back and like if you look at the difference between like Scorpion there and like I will say that they did a much better job of like the outfits and like of the actual like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, all them, like, and I think they did a nice job like they did very like they put in a few, you know, fatalities and you know like that. Like I'm glad they didn't overdo it.
I also am glad they didn't overdo it. I nearly shit in my pants in the theater when Kano ripped the lizard's reptile's heart out and went, Kano wins.
Yeah, Kano wins, flawless victory. Yeah, because the one guy, well, I think isn't it? Doesn't the one dude with the hat say flawless victory after he like saws her in half? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kung Lao, and he's like flawless victory.
Also, that bird lady, Natira.
Yeah,
she's not in the main games. She's in like a small game. I don't remember what.
That might explain why like they hype her up and then she just gets destroyed, like immediately, like in 2 seconds.
I had to look her up because she wasn't in those 3 games. So I was like, who is this again?
Yeah, like a lot of these people are just so. Again, I think they maybe took some different liberties, like making so many people like just appear.
Like, but where was Katana?
Yeah, well, yeah. So the director they did, you know, is doing Q&As and everything, and he was asked, you know, why he didn't put certain people in the movie. One being Luke Cage, or not Johnny Cat. Jesus, I'm like
you got it.
Scatterbrain, yeah. Mm-hmm. And like why, because obviously in the '95 movie he's like intact, like the huge profile of like the pretty much the giant second half of the movie is just him. But I guess it was we talked about the air, but for those of you listening, the reason why Johnny Cage was left out of the movie is because they felt if you put in Kano plus try to have the discussions of like how, because he's supposed to be like a Hollywood crazy guy, and so I get why they didn't put both of them in the movie, because that might have been a little bit too much and kind of take away from what they were doing. But Katana, all he said was that he said it was similar to why they left out Johnny Cage is because they felt like her character was so rich in depth that if they put her in there, that they might not have enough screen time to do her justice, or she would take away from the plot they're trying to tell with the first movie.
So I'm just banking on she's in the second movie because she has a cameo, kinda. When they're in Raiden's temple and they're just standing around shooting the shit with Shang Tsung and the lightning thing, you can see in the background Katana's fan blades.
Oh, okay.
They're sitting like way in the back, just on a pedestal. And I was like, look, that's all I get.
I did look up what some of the Easter eggs were after when I was doing my quick plug for my show I do on Saturdays, Entertainment Tonight, everybody, on my Twitch. The only one that I can remember that I remember offhand reading was when Sub-Zero is fighting, God, what's the dude's name with the metal arms before he loses his arms? Jax. In graffiti on the back is Sub-Zero's like ice wall move written in graffiti.
Oh.
So like in graffiti, there's like a code for one of Sub-Zero's moves in the background.
I'll have to look.
So I mean, I like that they're doing like fun little like side things like that. But now I'm definitely worried because there's been no early talks of a second movie or not. It's just kind of like they're gonna see how this one does and see how they feel.
Yeah, and they set it up at the end for if they do make a second movie, it leads into that. Yeah,
and so that you can find this out, but the main actor has said he's agreed to do 4 more Mortal Kombat movies. So not like the studio has pitched, I guess, 4, and he's agreed to do all of them, but all of them have to go through the normal. How much money did we make? Is it worth it? Can we get everybody back to do another one? And, blah, blah, blah. So who knows how long it'll be, but like, I get if they're trying to establish a new Mortal Kombat franchise, but 5 would seem excessive.
Well, if he signed on for 4, it'd only be 4 because it's the one.
4 more.
Oh,
4 more. So 5 total. It'd be 5 total Mortal Kombat movies if they did all of them.
5 is a lot of movies. You would have to have a really good plot and subplots to keep
Yeah.
5 movies going.
Yeah, because the second one, I feel like it's pretty well done because technically the tournament never took place.
Right.
Because, the guy interfered and, bended the rules and all that stuff. So I think you could very easily argue that the gods got together and like decided on doing that tournament again, just more down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same concept of like, if Earth loses this legitimate tournament, the Shadow World still gets to take over and rule Earth and all that.
Yeah, I was thinking this movie, thinking it as more of like a prequel almost, because it is just, the movie was just for setting things up for later on down the road for when we get to the tournament. So I know it's not a prequel, but that's how I was like thinking it in my brain, that this is just prequel and the tournament will be like the base of it.
So, okay.
There,
we have a question here. What are the chances they would do a solo character backstory movie? I feel like you could do one with Johnny Cage, maybe.
yeah.
But you'd have to tie it. You'd have to do it to where like it comes out like just before the second. If they do another Mortal Kombat movie, you'd have to have his movie come out right before it. Like build up what his character is, and then the end credit scene of his movie would be the main guy from this movie showing up to his, after party or something.
To his mansion.
Yeah, and be like, "Hey,
we have to talk.
You need to come with me."
Mm-hmm. Do you happen to have a dragon on your body somewhere?
Yeah, you have a dragon tattoo, right? I'm just a creepy Asian guy that showed up to your place, but you've got dragon tattoos, right? I'm gonna.
Kelly gets it. Thank you so much. I also vote that.
A katana. You could do a katana. See, I feel like now though you'd have to wait till after you've introduced her in like a second movie. Like if they do a second one, you'd have to introduce her in that. Give like a little bit.
Just a taste.
Yeah, and then do a solo film because it's like Mortal Kombat. The issue that they would have, I think, with going with solo movies is unlike Avengers or Justice League or things like that, where the general public will at least have heard of a lot of the names.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you play Mortal Kombat or a fan of the games or the old movies, like you're not gonna. If you see a thing for katana, like unless somehow the trailer captures your attention, you're not gonna understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they have to do like a few movies of introducing people. Then you could do the solo films. But it would depend. I don't think you could do them with a lot of the main characters, though, and that's kind of the problem. Like Scorpion or Sub-Zero, because they've already gave a lot.
I was going to say, they were already a main focus of the movie, that you wouldn't want another movie about them, because what would Scorpion's movie be about?
Yeah, there's really nothing left to tell. You could do a like Jack Sonya Blade thing of like
a twofer? Yes.
Yeah, like you could do like a pre Mortal Kombat, like them special ops stuff where they first discover Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like,
where
as a concept.
When Jax takes out whoever had the dragon mark before him and it transferred to him.
Yeah, and they start realizing like what all this Mortal Kombat stuff is. That you could do, I feel. But other than that, Kano, you could do a Kano one.
Yeah.
Just because they mention all the bad things he does. But you don't really get to hear too much on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you could do a pretty good Kano solo film, depending.
Yeah, they go more into Kano's backstory in the 9th game, because he was the leader of the Black Dragon, but he was acting as like an inside man for Sonya and Jax for Special Forces, because they wanted to bring down the Black Dragon.
Right.
And he acted like a what's the word I'm thinking of?
Double agent.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. He was telling false secrets to them to be like, "Hey, they're gonna go do this," and then it wasn't
Nothing
that.
Would happen. Yeah.
Which is one reason why Sonya's like, "I'm gonna kill that man."
That one would be interesting if you could do like a kind of like a triple feature in a way of like. Other than that, though, I don't know how much you could do that would make sense. Because you'd want it to connect in some way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that'd be about it. And then I honestly, I can see them doing one more movie, but I don't know how you could keep it going for a third.
I don't know. What got me that in this movie, still in the movie, a little off topic. So Melina was in the movie. Okay. I don't know if you know Melina's lore. Melina is a clone of Katana.
Okay. I don't, but okay.
She was a clone, but was mixed with the Tarkatan blood, which is Baraka. He's a Tarkatan with the
Okay.
the bald teeth spikes man.
Yeah.
She was a clone of Katana that Shao Kahn was like, you're not my real daughter to Katana because you're just gonna get all the lore. Shao Kahn came to Edenia, murdered her dad, remarried her mom when she was like small. 2 Sams. And so he was like, you know what? The only reason you're still alive is because your mother wanted me to keep you alive. So I'm going to have my own daughter. Instead of, actually having his own daughter, he just clones Katana, mixes the blood with Tarkatan. So that's why she has the teeth on her face.
Yeah.
So that's what got me that her clone was in the movie, but not her.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's like, again, I get what they're saying. Like, they don't want to throw in everybody into one movie because they're clearly trying to do more than one. So I get like holding it back. But if this bombs to the point where like there's no second movie or anything, like then you're just left with just so many unanswered questions.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I don't know. It'll depend how much money it makes. It's weird because it's like, how do you judge in a pandemic? Like, what's enough money?
Right, when half the people who are watching it at home on HBO Max. And I guess HBO Max could be like, so we have so many people watching this movie a week, a day, or whatever. And then they can use that to base it off of, like, how well it's doing.
Yeah. And normally this would be where I'd be like, so everyone, if you want another one, just watch it on repeat, on loop in the background so it gets the views up. But they can dissect it to the point where they can just tell, like, oh, these 100 people just watched it 1,000 times, so this doesn't really count.
Right. No, watch it once a day while you're eating your lunch or dinner. Have it playing in the background while you shower, whatever.
Because it'll be your fault. Keep the views
going. Yeah.
It'll be your fault if we don't get a second one.
I'll blame you, Kelly and Em.
I mean, I would. Most things are their fault. So I don't know. In comparing it to the 95 one, at least to a little bit, I appreciate the costume design to an extent being vastly superior. At least with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I do feel it was weird just not seeing the tournament setting. And we did talk about this earlier. Rude. We did mention this earlier, but like, how is it that like the one guy can like dark teleport or whatever, like wherever he wants? Yeah, Shang Tsung, like wherever he wants, right? He does that weird, I don't know, dark teleporting or whatever. And then Raiden like teases like he can do teleporting with all this lightning and stuff, and they pretty much confirm it. That he can, like when the one guy's like, yeah, can you teleport anyone anywhere? And in the guy, he's like, and obviously he says yes because then they set up all the duels and whatever. That's where I felt the movie dropped the ball a little bit because I was like, how can the one guy teleport at any point anywhere, but chooses not to do it? And he's just like, oh, I can't interfere. I'm not allowed to. I'm like, but isn't this not a legitimate tournament because the other guy's already interfering? So like, wouldn't it now make sense that you can interfere?
Yeah, technically Raiden can interfere with like, when he says in the movie that he is the protector of Earth Realm, he is protector of Earth for like the whole and the better. He's not there to protect individual people.
Right.
So I think that's what he means by he's like, I can't interfere in the whole, like, individually when your guys' fight, but if we're in the tournament and something happens, then the Elder Gods are like, yeah, cut the music.
Yeah. It just was weird that it was like, they're clearly, like, trying to conquer Earth by killing all your champions before the tournament starts. which affects Earthrealm
Mhm.
because if all your champions are dead, you have to essentially forfeit by default
Yeah.
and lose. So, like, how exactly is it wrong to protect? That's what I didn't get. I was like, how is it wrong to protect your champions before a fight if they're the ones who fight to defend the Earth?
Yeah. They in the games, the ninth game is pretty much like a restart
Okay.
of what happens. So you're restarting pretty much. That's like one pretty much. And so it starts with them like at the tournament already. And that's like the beginning scene is them there.
Okay.
So they don't have that in the games.
Yeah, which I feel like that a lot of people's early complaints are like, oh, it didn't stick to the games close enough, and they went to fan service with like the fighting and stuff like that. And again, it was like what people get too critical, and I feel like it's a video game movie. I mean, like, what exactly are you going to be like trying to get here? And if those of you that's something that's at a later point, our live discussion has gone off the rails.
That's it. Usually does.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't played a lot of the games since like honestly like the first few. Like I played the first few Mortal Kombat games. Tried playing 9. I think 9 was like the last one that I actually like beat the storyline and played for like a decent amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know like from the lore of the new ones that have come out or anything. So I don't know if the movie divvied away too much from what the games have been doing, but I still feel like I don't know. It was a good movie. Like I give it like a solid 8 out of 10, but I don't know where. And unless you go the tournament route for a second movie, I honestly don't know where they're gonna go.
I don't know because 9's the tournament. At the end of 9, Raiden, he's not the one that pulls the trigger, but he is the reason why the trigger got pulled. And pretty much half the heroes got fucking murdered. And then they come back in 10 as all like, not zombies, because they're all like, not sentient, because they're being controlled. But,
right.
What's his face?
I
don't know. A different evil sorcerer, not Shang Tsung, is like controlling all of them. So if you see them and they all got like dark gray skin, they're in the Revenant. They're now Revenants, is what they're called.
Yeah.
So like Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Katana, Jax, somebody else, all got like killed, and now they come back as Revenants, and they're all on the wrong side. But like Raiden got like visions from his future self and was like, you have to change the past, otherwise shit's gonna happen. And well, he did, he just didn't do a good job. Now they're all dead. So all of 10 is them spent being those evil characters.
Okay, so
and then 11 is when you get them back as good people.
So I guess you could go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little bit and kind of get some weirdness going on with like people coming back from the dead or not or.
So Shang Tsung sucked the soul out of Kung Lao.
Yeah.
And I'm almost thinking that might be what's happening. They may bring Kung Lao back as like a revenant. They may not call it a revenant, something else, a zombie, whatever. They may bring Kung Lao back that way.
Okay. So do you see them taking that the new guy being like a DLC character?
So I don't think they're going to be giving out any more DLC characters for at least 11, the newest, like the most recent game, because they haven't come out with anything in a long time. Like they were supposed to come out with, I don't remember who, like last year, and they haven't yet. So I don't think they're really doing any more new content for 11. I think if they do bring Cole into a game, it'll be the next game.
Okay.
What that plot is going to be about, I ain't got nothing. Because at the end of 11, spoiler alert for Mortal Kombat 11, Liu Kang is given Raiden's powers and he becomes God.
Okay.
So now he is God of fire and lightning / thunder.
I mean, I guess that makes sense that they do something like that.
Because the whole plot of 11 is like time, like they rewind time. Chronica, the villain, is trying to rewrite time to rewrite it because Raiden and Liu Kang keep like winning and everything. And so she's like, if I rewrite it again, they can't win this time. And then they win. She's like, well, if I try a third time. And so finally they like murder the woman. And so he rewrites history and it ends with him finding Kung Lao before he is like...
Right.
Yeah. And that's literally the end scene.
Okay.
Of 11.
Have they teased 12 yet or no?
I haven't heard anything. I've got jack shit. NetherRealm Studios is...
I would feel like they
fucking off doing whatever. I don't know.
I would feel like they probably will. Like, I can't imagine that they're just gonna, especially now after doing a movie, that they're just gonna stop.
Right. This would be the prime opportunity to start pumping out more games.
Right. That's my thought.
Yeah. I can tell you, I have not played Aftermath, which is like pretty much a second game attached to 11.
Okay.
That's a whole nother thing. They wanted to charge me just as much money for the game for the DLC of that. And I was like, no, thank you.
They always do now. Games are so expensive. I ranted earlier on Saturday about how the first DLC to come out for the Final Fantasy VII Remake was PS5 exclusive. So, like, all that hype for, like, the game continuing, and they're just like, well, I mean, if you have a PS5, if not, like, you know,
get good,
sucks to suck. Like,
thanks, I'll just watch it on YouTube like the rest of my video games that I do.
Pretty much. Like, I'm like, whatever. I'm not spending. I'm not gonna buy a PS. Well, I doubt I'll ever get a PS5 with how hard it is to get these things. But
my brother-in-law has one. That's the only person I know that has one.
Yeah, I don't think I know anyone that right now has one. The Xbox.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. M has one.
Oh, which apparently I'm now able to use.
Yeah,
you can use mine. Well, I mean, now M's better than Kelly in my book, but you know, it's maybe if
Kelly's gonna have to take that.
Maybe if Kelly had a PS5, you know, I mean, what are you gonna do on that one? It's not my fault. That's just facts. So I was just about to say, M, give Mark your PS5. Oh man. Well, we'll get ready to wrap up in a sec here. Look, I was just saying it was too late. Unfortunately, her message came before yours did, so there's not really much I can do on that. Nobody, because I can delete any comment you put on there. So that's what happens when you have all the power.
That's true.
Yeah, but I don't know. Overall, I mean, what do you think worth spending money on, or would you tell people like just get HBO Max for a month and watch it that way?
I mean, I enjoyed the experience of seeing it in a movie theater because I saw it in the ultra screen at my theater. So it was massive. The surround sound, like that was an enjoyable experience. I enjoyed that kind of immersive feeling you get sitting in movie theaters. And I mean, my dad has a great setup in our living room where the couch will shake depending on how loud the explosion is. But I enjoy going to the movies. Yeah,
and after like a year and a half of not going, like it was definitely worthwhile to see the movies. The final thought I'll leave it about is like, because I went with somebody who's not like a nerd, like at all.
You know those kind of people?
You know, it's just, I got that other side, like the normie side. And, like they do normie things like, like,
Hi, I'm normal.
like, when I go to like watch football games and stuff like that side,
Ugh.
I'm all over the map. I do lots of weird things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. No, I went with the person I'm seeing right now, and she's not a nerd. So I got to see like both sides of it. So for me, who's obviously a huge nerd, I played some of the Mortal Kombat games. Know enough of the lore to like at least get the connections between the characters and stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Whereas some of my friends that are not as nerdy or don't like, are not like, they're not Mortal Kombat guys. They were just, oh, it's a video game movie, so I'm obviously going to see it to support it. Didn't like it as much. So I feel like the movie among our set of people is going to do really well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel from a general public standpoint, I feel like it's going to fall flat. I don't think it did enough to grasp casual people and bring them in.
Well, what do you think could have gone better to grab the general public?
That's the thing, is you would have had to tone it down so much to where you would have turned off the people that are fans of Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would have had to go deeper into the explanation of like the dragon tattoo and the tournament and like what's happened in previous tournaments. You would have had to give more backstory on like shadows. Like you would have had to give more backstory on like why has Earth lost 9 tournaments to these guys? Like
why does Earth stink so bad?
Yeah, why are we really bad at everything?
Well, you met
us. I don't think, do they ever go into that? Because I know in the 95 movie and like stuff, it's pretty much the same concept. Earth has lost 9 tournaments in a row, and if we lose one more, we get taken over. But has anyone ever said why we suck so much?
I don't think so.
Honestly, if you could, that would be a decent prequel movie.
You're not wrong.
Like,
no.
Even if you just did like a live action animated version, like a straight to Netflix kind of deal, instead of doing like a major motion picture.
Hold on, you said a live action, like animated.
So Netflix. Like this, well, like what they've been doing with like the new 3D animation style.
Oh yeah.
If you did like a combination of that mixed with like some some actors or whatever, like did some interesting combo. If you went like straight to like a Netflix kind of deal, you could do a good prequel about why Earth has lost 9 tournaments, because they established that Goro is the champion.
Like, yeah, he is one.
Their bigger champion
for Outworld.
Yeah, like
every time he's participated.
Yeah. So it's like you would have had to go into more. Yeah, I don't think you could have made it accessible to the general public too much, because then you would have had to go into his backstory more and explain like what's going on with him. I don't know.
Like a star guy, he knew.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, overall, if you're listening to this or you're watching it, I mean, if you haven't been to the movies in a while, it's definitely worth going to get the experience of seeing Mortal Kombat in theaters. If not, or because you don't want to risk doing anything in public just yet, which is understandable. Mm-hmm. HBO Max, I believe you can do a 30-day free trial. I'm pretty sure.
You can watch, in 30 days, you can watch total of at least Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs. King Kong, both seasons of Titans. I started that. I never finished it.
I still need to finish it. And Austin's been on my case because he wants to rewatch it. Because the season 3 is coming out in not too much longer. It's not a crazy amount of time before season 3 comes out, because they're introducing Red Hood as season 3. The guy who plays Jason Todd in seasons 1 and 2 is formally being introduced as Red Hood at some point in season 3.
Got it.
So that's why like me and him are extra excited. Like that'll be my excuse to catch up, because the Red Hood's being introduced in a live action TV show.
Right.
And I maybe would be excited about that.
You're maybe just a little
biased about it. Just a
teeny bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. There's not like there's a helmet like 10 feet away from me
sitting over there.
Yeah, just mocking me for not wearing it for a long time. But any final thoughts you want to go over on Mortal Kombat, and I'll wrap up.
We talked about characters.
Yeah.
Talked about lack of certain characters.
Yeah.
The games. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna say no. I think we talked about everything, and then in an hour, I'm gonna text you and be like,
end.
"Hey, remember I said I didn't have anything left to talk about? Put it back up.
Found this thing. Doing part 2.
Uh-huh.
And yes, if you do check my IMDb, I am technically listed as the season 3 Red Hood actor for Titans, but I don't like to brag. So
aren't you supposed to like not talk about it? Didn't you sign an NDA or something like that?
It's already filmed. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Ah.
I mean, like, what are you gonna do? It's already filmed. Like, you're not replacing me at this point.
You know what, Kelly? That's why he hasn't been showing up to friend functions, because he's been too busy filming.
Yeah, I've been doing stuff for DC and just, I mean, you get busy.
That's
you know,
the
like
worst.
You got to deal with all those crazy actors and like, you know, like I just really wanted to try to like kick Batman in the nuts. You know, like I got really into character. Like I'm a method actor, so I got to get really into it.
Got it.
So I got to actually try to kill the actor who's playing Batman, which can get awkward and like, I mean, I'm too famous for Kelly, but
obviously,
I feel for Terrence.
Yeah, if you didn't see Kelly's Facebook post,
I saw a few of them.
Terrence looking at her,
yeah,
and murdering her with his eyes.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. This doesn't matter if listens to this. Well, James listening to this can cut this out for the actual podcast for Friday. So James, you can cut this out. But I'll check my schedule so I know what weekends in June or July I'll have open. That way, if it can work out, then I'll be there for sure.
We haven't decided which one this is being called yet, so preemptively, it's just Fake Con.
Fake Con.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know Lexington Con in August or whatever down in Kentucky is still going on. I think. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I will. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna do my math on what weekends the next few months I know for a fact I'll have open.
Okay.
And then can pickle con.
There's a bar up in Eau Claire. There's a bar up north where Sammy and Emily live, and there's just a bar. What is it, like pickle bar, pickle something
bar?
Pickle. And M, as we were driving to Minnesota, woke up from her dead sleep, stroked Kelly's face, and just went, pickle.
And then back to sleep.
And then went back to sleep. I will not name this Pickle Con, M. I am so sorry.
It's too late. I mean, technically, if they just send me some stuff, I can just start photoshopping PickleCon things, and
oh my god!
Once I start work at it, I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Like,
cry?
Well, yeah, but then we just have to get pickle costumes, which I mean, we should be able to realistically get. Mark Con if it's up by then.
If he shows up, because it'll be really awkward.
If I show up,
if it's Mark Con and he's and then not even there,
then I don't show up. It'll be Pickle Con in my heart. I'll buy a pickle cosplay just for you, Em. Just so you can
encourage her.
Well, as like you guys said, this is definitely going to be a mostly Mortal Kombat discussion. This will be aired on this Friday. So to do my normal fun wrap up stuff, yes, Pickle Mark. A pickle cosplay. Yes, a pickle cosplay. All right. Don't doubt my randomness. So to catch up on everything that you guys know that we do quite a few things here at the Phantom Effect. So if you can see in the top corner, you can catch us on the Scene Snobs every Sunday, where we air these episodes. Yeah, right there, right where Sam's pointing.
I had to figure out where I am.
Yeah, I know. Right? Every Sunday at about 7 p.m. You can catch us on there. We do a live show on that network about once a month. You can also catch a lot of the stuff that I do here on the Facebook page and Twitter at Phantom Effect, or my twitch.tv/MachidoGeek, where I do try to do stuff periodically, but you can also follow stuff on there. You can also catch me in another show that I do called Nerdtainment Tonight on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Central, which is a weekly news nerd show that I do, where I just go over like stuff that's happened last week in the realm of like comics, video games, anime, and like random tech news. Like for example, last week I covered how Disney reached a deal to air a lot of like Sony films on the network and Disney Plus. And so the key thing to remember is that it's I mentioned it in last week's, but people were all freaking out about it. Like, oh, does this mean that Spider-Man's going to be blah, blah, blah? And it's like, nope. If you read the article, it literally just says that it's the first time deal them letting do with Disney, but they only did it because they had just done a deal with Netflix a month before. And this deal with Disney only allows Disney to air their stuff after it goes through their stuff, then 18 months of like TV, then Netflix gets their like year on it, then it goes to Disney Plus. So it's a very obscure deal, but I cover like a lot of different topics like that. So that's on the Scene Sobs network, as well as my Twitch, exclusively to both of those networks for now. I will not be live this Saturday. I'm going to try to record something for Saturday, but if I can't, I might be canceling this week's episode just because I will be at a wedding all weekend, so I will not be in town.
Your co-hosts?
Yeah. No. I mean, I said I'm coming, but I'm just like, not.
You filled out that RSVP, and then there's going to be
an
empty chair at that table.
Yeah. I'm just going to I'll just do a live recording from his wedding. I'm sure he won't care.
You know what? I enjoy that.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting at his table, like with a laptop and a microphone. Just like trash talking him out loud, where he's like trying to make his rounds and do like the whole like, oh, thanks for coming. You just hear in the background like, yeah, Devin's a douche.
Yeah, but it's what he deserves for not being here.
It really is, though. I mean, he can, you can say what excuses you want, but I mean, you're kind of a douche. But that's really about it. Obviously, if you do want to catch this episode, or if you want to go back and play past episodes to support the show, once Devin does get back from his honeymoon, we are finally going to be able to like kick a lot of our stuff in gear and be more active and promote our episodes a little more. He's been obviously, understandably, pretty busy for the last month or so. My life's been pretty chaotic, so we haven't been as active as we should be, so we apologize for that, but we're going to be kicking it up a notch once everything gets done. Figures now, as I'm wrapping up, is when the viewership spikes for no reason.
No, we should just keep talking.
But now we have to keep going because like 5 new people turned in. So
yeah. No, it's fine. Do you want to talk about the plot of 10?
Back to the beginning of what we just did. We're just gonna redo the last 53 minutes, and
I think we can do that.
We'll just keep it going. So welcome. If you're just tuning in, you can go back and play this, or you can just wait till Friday and kind of get the condensed version of this episode where we talk about Mortal Kombat and other things, or just watch it right now and go back from Facebook or Twitch and go back and play the entire video. But if you do want to catch back episodes, literally just pick a podcasting platform, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, whatever your guilty choice and pleasure is, and literally just Google the Phantom Effect. We will pop up. Any support is appreciated. If you do want to support the show in any way and help us like get equipment and stuff like that, you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen there is links to a Buy Me a Coffee or our Patreon. Main difference is Buy Me a Coffee is like a quick little, here's a one-time thing. You don't really get anything in return. But for the Patreon, there are different effects like our Discord shout outs. If you do certain tiers, you can play D&D one shots with me and my co-host. I'll be your DM, or you can just play games with me. So
you play D&D?
Yeah.
So where have I been?
I don't know. Like, also though, if you are, if you want to get excuses, my the campaign I go in tomorrow. Where I'm not the DM, but I'm a player. My DM's always looking for guest people that can come in and like voice like bigger scenes and stuff. So if you want, I'm sure I can hook you up if you want. If you feel like doing something, I mean, it wouldn't be like obviously tomorrow. It'd probably be sometime in the next couple weeks, but I can put you in contact with him if you want to like work out some cool like
You're speaking to me now.
guest appearance. It's fun. The campaign, it's a Zelda themed campaign, so
Never played a Zelda game.
yeah,
It's gonna go great.
Yeah, it'll be super good. I've played Zelda games, and even sometimes I get confused by like everything's in rubies, not like gold and silver. It's like different color rubies, and then all the races are the people from Zelda. So like, yeah, it's a great campaign though. But that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. But that's it, everybody. Like I said, new episodes will be every Friday, bright and early. We do our bonus episodes every other Tuesday, which are going to restart as soon as Devin gets back from his honeymoon, like the terrible person that he is. But just a little bit of teaser for you guys. Some of the stuff that we plan on doing for our bonus episodes coming up are going to be discussions. We're going to continue our discussion in comic book history. I wasn't paying attention to the whole Mortal Kombat. The jokes are in TNT.
I was keeping the Mortal Kombat convo going.
It was all Sam, all day.
Honestly. This is my show now.
Yeah,
Mark's
I mean, hold on.
Mark's the guest.
I could probably change it. I don't actually know. I can't change your name. I can just kick you out.
Don't do that.
I was trying to see if I could like change your name, but I was like, no, it's not gonna let me. Like, I don't have that much control.
Damn. You are not God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can kick Kelly out, but I hope you play as a Gerudo. I do not play as a Gerudo. I almost did. I play as a Rito. Because I wanted to fly.
Didn't you fuck that up?
I did, but I just got my wings back in the last session.
Oh, good.
I got chosen to be, so I'm multi-classing. I'm a fighter / paladin.
Okay.
So, and the reason for this and why it's going to be actually kind of cool is fighters don't get a third attack until like, I think 10th level or something, like after level 5. But paladins, when you get paladin level 2, you can activate Divine Smite to give all of your attacks an extra D8. So I'm already a level 5 fighter, and very soon I'll be a level 2 paladin. So I'll be able to do 4 attacks per turn with D8s, activate Divine Smite, and do another D8. So I will be doing hella damage.
You're speaking to me because in my main campaign, I'm a fighter, and I just do 60 to 80 damage like every turn if I hit.
So Kelly, what you'll probably freak out more is my character's name in the game is actually Rivali. My character is an ancient descendant from the ancient Rivali warrior from the Zelda games. Like that's my backstory. Well, I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's part of my backstory.
Nerd.
I know, right? Some people.
God damn.
I know. But we do also lots of D&D discussions. So I think actually just our episode from last week, me and my co-host created a Star Wars one-shot from scratch. We literally came up with a basic concept right before the show, and then we started it live, and we took the concept from essentially level 1, and we do a 35-minute discussion on a one-shot to level 5, and then we split the episode where the first half is discussing like how this would work as a one-shot, and then we continue it to be, if you've wanted to turn this into a campaign to get to level 10, here's the difference. Here's the part where you would stop and change it to go from a one-shot to a full campaign.
So when are we playing this?
It was a cool idea. So the concept, and again, I'm not gonna, I won't spoil the whole thing because I want you guys to go back and play the episode. But the basic idea that we start with is you are originally 3 to 5 players is ideally what it would be for, who are kind of like geared towards wanting to support the Empire, not just because you grew up on a backwater planet and there's really no other excuse to do but to support them. So you sneak aboard a destroyer heading to Glass Bomb Endor. You're caught as you get to Endor and are shot to the planet to die when they glass bomb the planet, but you're found by Ewoks who are trying to work with the Resistance to help save the planet. So the one-shot category is you either help the Ewoks and the Resistance and figure out a way to stop the Empire, or you contact the Empire and tell them where the Resistance bases are on the planet. And you start off with no weapons because you're marooned on the planet. So the first concept of the one shot is you have to sneak and either steal from the rebels or steal from somebody else. And then we go into like, one of your friends is captured by the Star Destroyer and bye. And that's the basic concept is you're marooned on Endor. It's about to be destroyed and you have to either stop them or help them blow up the planet. And then if you want to take it from a one shot to a campaign, then your mission is to get to the space station orbiting the planet, blow it up, and then go rescue your friend who's been shipped off to Jabba the Hutt. So that's the basic idea. And it'd be from like 1 to 10, essentially. Or the one shot would be like you'd start off at level 1, you'd go to like level 3.
Okay.
So it'd be a pretty quick one shot.
Yeah.
If Kelly, if I can figure out a way to cosplay Rivali, I would be down, but I have no idea how that would work.
I am looking this up because I've got
it's
jack shit of what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Rivali is like the main Rito from the Zelda games. He's like the main Rito. He's like their champion. So I mean it's a bird. So I mean bird mask, wings.
He looks like
the whole 9 yards.
What's his fucking name? From Smash. The bird.
Falco.
Yes, that's what this motherfucker looks like.
Kinda, yeah. I'll do it for you. If you do I will help you and I will cosplay Champions Group. Well, yeah. If you help me, I will cosplay Rivali 100%. I'll say it now, and it's being recorded, so I can't really back out on it later.
Mark's a birdie.
I am a birdie.
Not a
James,
furry, a birdie.
Yeah, a birdie. Yeah, there is a key distinct difference. James, you can cut all this out when I send this to you later.
Keep it.
Just keep it in. Score. But like I said, thanks to Sam the Man Cosplay. Sam, where can people find all your stuff? Like
you
your
can find
Instagrams?
Me literally everywhere at Sam the Man Cosplay. And speaking of Mortal Kombat things, not my last post, but the one before that is my post of my katana from MK11 outfit that I made. Kelly can attest to. It gave me 8 strokes. So please go over there and like it. Is
that on your Facebook?
It's on my Sam the Man Cosplay Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this to help you.
My engagement.
Okay,
make sure you keep that in there too. I need the podcast people to know to come follow me.
Okay, here we go. Chrome tab. Where is it? It should be right there. Oh, is it just gonna do it? Okay, there we go.
That's me. Holy shit.
There it is. That's the cosplay with the very cool special effects.
Go like it.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Because you just watched me do it live. And then, all right, hold on. Like, okay, dislike.
God fucking damn it.
Unfollow.
Oh, look, all my pretty photos in a different fighting character. Oh my God, right underneath her.
Yeah. And all the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Again, see, here's why why it sucks not being able to go, because you add in Red Hood to this picture and you just
that's okay. You know what Terrence looks like, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, man, I wonder who you're gonna get to do Cyborg. And we're like, Terrence, get out from behind the camera.
I don't know.
And every photo he's commented that we've all posted our Teen Titans group, he's like, damn, if only y'all had a Cyborg. And we're like, please, Terrence.
That he would be a good cyborg. Mm-hmm. That would be pretty good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna have. So we'll see you guys on the next edition of the Phantom Fat podcast. A final shout out to our Patreon supporters, Ryan, Randy, and James. Thank you for the early support in the podcast. It definitely is much appreciated. And if you want to join our Discord, go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook, and I will get anyone who messages me from this show a Discord invite where we post memes and anime stuff. And Sam the Man cosplay wants one. So
I want one. I know Kelly wants one. Em wants one. She doesn't know she wants one, but she wants one.
But she wants one.
Yeah, I already know. I know Em well enough.
Kelly's gonna like message her later. Mark has a Discord. But yeah, we post like our new on our Discord, post like who our guests are coming be, links to the new episodes. And we have like a spot for memes, a spot for anime discussions. I mean, like live chats. I mean, pretty much you name it, it exists. And I have a bot in there, so you can like the more you comment, you get levels, and it tells you.
Kelly, why is that in your Discord?
Yeah, maybe like get better, Kelly. You know, like.
Do you have holiday bots in yours? Because that's what Kelly has, and I thoroughly enjoy the holiday bot.
No, can you?
Damn. Yeah.
I don't have like the paid one though. Like I know
Kelly pays for anything.
Yeah, there's like I know there's like a paid bot where you can like sync up a bunch of stuff and whatever. Hey, you too, Kelly. Maybe if you just fuck off a little bit more, like we wouldn't have these situations.
It's not fuck off hour.
It's not. Well, oh, that's right. Yeah, it's fuck off. It's getting close to fuck off hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna message you in 2 hours, Kelly. Just no context. She just completely forgets and just message from Mark. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. But we'll see. I'll see you guys on the next edition of the Fan Effect podcast on the next Friday, and just stay tuned for more fun stuff.
Bye.